We had a meet in Sitka a couple weeks ago, and I did a presentation in front of their entire high school, and one of the kids asked me like how my life had changed since the Olympics, and I was like, well, for starters, I wouldn't be giving to a presentation to people who are like the same age as me.
From the Great White North, from Alaska, Lydia Jacoby is a bona fide swim star, and she surprised swim fans globally when she won gold in Tokyo. How has this high school senior dealt with Olympic fame?
I've definitely had to think about how I present myself a lot more, like both online and in person, like because now people are always, it sounds creepy to say people are always watching me, but people are expecting me to maintain a certain like level of maturity and stuff all the time, and I am just a high school student, so that's definitely been a big change. Is kind of I've always been pretty mature for my age, but just learning how to conduct myself in a way that's like good for everyone to be seeing me all the time.
Has this new level of visibility brought pressure to Lydia?
I've definitely felt that pressure, but I don't think that anybody's putting negative pressure on me. I think most of the pressure that I'm feeling is the pressure that I'm putting on myself. I definitely had a little bit harder of a time motivating for school and stuff than I had in the past this last semester, just because I was like, now I have an agent and I want to be like doing that stuff because it's kind of fun, and I want to be like traveling to Europe and traveling to the Middle East and like doing all this stuff, and then being like, oh well, classes seem kind of boring, but I guess I have to prioritize that. So just figuring out how to balance my life that I need to be like maintaining as a kid who's in high school, and then learning how to kind of build my career.
With all these life changes, has Lydia been able to stay focused in training since the Olympics?
Coming off the Olympics, I went pretty much straight back into training. I didn't really take much of a break, and then I burnt out pretty hard after a few weeks. And World Cup helped a little bit, and then just kind of traveling and doing some fun stuff that last semester, and then post-Worlds, I've really been getting it back into it well and kind of getting back into my routine. So I feel good about it and stronger than I have before. So.
Speaking of world champs, we now know that they are happening in Budapest. How does Lydia feel having that certainty?
I was kind of freaking out, like I was kind of having trouble training. I was having trouble doing a lot of things because I just couldn't stop thinking about like, I don't know what, like it's hard to train when you don't know what you're supposed to be doing in training leading into these meets, so to have that schedule put together feels so good, and I'm super excited for Worlds. I think it'll be super fun in Budapest.
How has being an Olympic champion changed Lydia's goals heading into her first World Championships?
The end goal, which I'm kind of training for like over the next several years, is obviously Paris, but I think moving through there, I'm really going to be working on at Worlds this summer, kind of going into that similarly to how I want to go into Paris in 2024. I'd love to claim my first world's title, hopefully make the Worlds team. That's the first step. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Since nobody else is asking it, I have to. Will Lydia be chasing Lilly King's world record in the 100 breast in Budapest?
The summer I was 15, I was going a 108 100 breaststroke, and at 17, 2 years later, I was at a 104. So I feel like the way that I'm training and the way that I'm setting myself up to keep competing, I don't see why I can't keep dropping like I have. So I'm excited. During Olympic training camp was when the NIL rules changed, and like as soon as they changed, there were companies reaching out to all of us like, we want to send you stuff, we want to like partner, blah blah, and then like some of the USA swimming people and some of the like veterans were like, oh, do you have like an agent, or like do you have a lawyer? And I was like, why would I have an agent or a lawyer? Like I don't need one. Like that's just had never crossed my mind before. So then to come out of that and have so many brands reaching out to me has definitely been a big change. But one thing that's really important to me, which has always been important, is like obviously people know me as an athlete, which makes sense, but I just want to make sure that people know that I'm more than just an athlete.